One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
What's up, everybody, on a Monday evening, 7 p.m. Monday evening. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Woke up today, just planned on doing my normal video. I know I've been slow on the news stuff because I've been so busy. But then something happened today, early this morning, that I felt I needed to get on here and do a live video and talk to you guys and see what you think about what happened. Those of you who haven't tuned into CNN or haven't been on Twitter all day, which is absolutely fine, I can bring it to you. No worries there. CNN melted down this morning. CNN had one of Trump's campaign press people on live TV early this morning, about 6:30-ish or so, and it just went off the rails to the point where the woman from the Trump campaign got booted off the air by Casey Hunt. Just told her, done, we're done, we don't want to talk about it. I'm going to show you the entire exchange. You're not going to miss it. But first, I got some housekeeping to do. We got a big week ahead of us. Huge week ahead of us. We've got a couple of Supreme Court decisions that should drop Wednesday or Thursday, which could be massive, absolutely massive. We have a debate, as you know, on Thursday, which all of you guys should be here watching. I know, but first let me just say something. I thank all of you who tune in and watch me mumble and rumble for a couple hours on certain live shows. I know there's a lot of choices out there. I appreciate every single one of you, which is going to lead into my next announcement. But first, before we go there, we got Thursday. Okay, we got the Supreme Court Wednesday or Thursday. We've got the debate Thursday. And then we've got the live rally in Virginia with Glenn Youngkin on Friday. Whew. That's a lot of talking, especially when Donald Trump goes for 2 hours sometimes, and I don't know what he'll do on Friday with Glenn Youngkin. At least Thursday may not be as much talking as we're used to because we have to follow the debate format when someone's talking, but we're going to engage for sure. So let me tell you what's going to happen. I got a big announcement. So some of you know I gave away a trip to Fort Lauderdale a week ago for the Trump rally in West Palm Beach, but the weather was crazy, so the lady couldn't make it, and that would be Lisa and Mark from Calabash, North Carolina. They're coming down tomorrow. They're redeeming and they're coming down tomorrow. And then the day after that, the 26th, Robin and I are going to go out to dinner with them. We're going to have pictures. We're going to basically just show you guys what really happens. Then Thursday, we have the debate. So I want to make sure you guys are here on Thursday and that you tell your friends that you need to be here. So before I tell you that,
come on, show some love and click that like button.
Okay, here's what's going to happen Thursday night. Of course, we have the debate, but I am going to give out a $100 gift card to some lucky viewer every half hour. Every half hour, somebody's going to win $100, basically cash. I'm sending you a Visa gift card. $100 every half hour. When you guys see people give me donations, and I completely love the fact that you do, it is my obligation to pay it forward. It is my obligation to let people know I appreciate every single one of you that tunes in. Obviously, I can't give out a trip or a gift to every single person, but when I can, I'm going to. So this Thursday, while we're watching the debate, every half hour, there's going to be a $100 cash winner, gift card winner. So I get on at 8:30, 9 o'clock, boom, we're going to give away $100. 9:30, boom, we're going to give away $100. 10 o'clock, boom, we're going to give away $100. As long as, we'll see how long the show goes, but we're going to give away $100 every half hour. So you guys need to tune in. You need to tune in and understand that basically I'm giving back. Then on Friday for the which rally is this? Is going to be for the Virginia rally. On Friday night, Friday afternoon, 2:30 p.m., I'm going to give away another trip down here to South Florida. So tune in Thursday and Friday and watch me just basically bankrupt myself and give away prizes and have fun with all of you that are watching. I hope you tune in Thursday night at 8:30, Friday at 2:30, and watch. Hopefully you may win. You never know. You never know. You might win. So everybody who has donated to the channel, thank you very much. I want you to see you're paying it forward to me. I'm paying it forward to other people as well. So let's keep that going. Hold on. I'm not begging for donations. I mean, let's keep the good energy going, the positivity. And we need that positivity because, oh my God, do I think that Donald Trump is a master marketer? Yes. Do I think he's a genius? Yes. But even I didn't think he was this much of a genius. Barry, what are you talking about? Well, I'm watching CNN and MSNBC expose themselves. They think they have Trump cornered. He's walking into a complete ambush, laying himself bare, going, here we go. You guys can bring it. Do everything you need to do. I want to, there's nothing Dementia Joe can say. You're going to try and shift the conversation to talk about removing babies and baby parts. Doesn't ring the bell. You're going to be talking about trying to shift the conversation to climate change. Doesn't ring the bell. And I know he knows they're going to embarrass themselves because they can't. They're going to want to avoid the major issues that Trump is good for. They're major issues that Biden can't speak to. They have to avoid them. I can't wait to see how they tap dance around immigration. I can't wait to see how they tap dance around the economy. What are you going to say? There is nothing positive that Dementia Joe can say. I don't care if he gets in a bunker for 2 or 3 weeks. It doesn't change. Every single day, there's more and more bad news about the economy. Every single day, we're seemingly waking up and seeing nuts just going crazy in our inner cities, these newcomers. Some of you guys have been emailing me and say, stop calling them newcomers, call them what they are. You forget I'm on YouTube. Remember that. I know what they are. I want to call it out for what it is. I'm not allowed to. That's just the problem. But we'll play with their rules for now. Let's get Trump elected, and hopefully all this censorship stuff can change. That's the whole idea behind this stuff. Because they are going to pull out all the stops right now to try and stop Trump and stop us. If you guys didn't see my video from earlier today, I put out a video about Mark Robinson, who just blew me away with his speech at the Faith and Freedom Coalition last weekend. Everybody was focused on Trump. This guy gave a phenomenal speech. Go check that out. So, in that regard, I've covered all the housekeeping. Let's get into the crux of the matter here. But before I do that, I want to show you something that I'm sure Trump saw himself. I'm pretty sure Trump saw this. I hope you can hear it. I'm going to make sure I turn it up so you can hear it. May have to play it twice. Listen to this crap.
I'll tell you, you're going to see a very energized President Biden who is looking forward to having these direct conversations with Donald Trump on Thursday night in Atlanta.
So Trump is, Biden is going to be energized for his debate. Let me play it again. It's only a 9-second thing, but we're hearing this more and more. We're hearing this from the media. They're letting out there's going to be this huge surprise. Listen to her again.
I'll tell you, you're going to see a very energized President Biden who is looking forward to having these direct conversations with Donald Trump on Thursday night in Atlanta.
How? How all of a sudden are we going to see an energized Joe Biden? We haven't seen it. We haven't been seeing it except for at certain events when he's had to hunker down, when he's, the State of the Union, when he took a month to get ready, when he does certain speeches where he has a lot of time to prepare, when they can work with him for a week to basically flip his sleep pattern so he can think it's 6 o'clock in the evening when it's really 9 and 10 o'clock at night. What exactly are you doing to energize the non-energizable person? We have seen too much of him for you to come on TV now and start saying, hey, it's going to be different. We got it all down. He's going to be energized. Really? You think the American people are that stupid? You think Donald Trump is that stupid? You're trying to gaslight America. And of course, Trump isn't falling for it. Trump said this today. Drug test for crooked Joe Biden. I would also immediately agree to one. So he knows. We all know. Everybody knows. This is the problem with this debate. They are going to have to cheat. There's no way the Dementia Joe campaign is going to agree to a drug test. Ain't going to happen. But Trump is smart. He's putting it out there. He's like, hey, everybody, they're talking about Joe being energized. How's he going to be energized? How possibly can this man, who we've seen for 3 years decline pretty quickly, all of a sudden be energized? This picture doesn't match. It's like a Picasso. There's nothing about this that makes any sense. But all of a sudden, he's going to be energized. He's going to come out of Camp David ready to go. How? Just tell us how. We know it's chemically induced. There's not a single person watching on Thursday night, if they see an energized Dementia Joe, won't see it and go, yeah, he's juiced. They put something in him. No one's buying it. That was the genius of Trump. He's going to let them expose themselves. They're going to do everything they can to prop this guy up there, make it look like it's not Weekend at Bernie's, and he's going to basically show everybody that he's on something. There's no possible way the guy who wandered around in France, the guy who sometimes can't remember what he's reading on a teleprompter, is already all of a sudden going to be energized. Do we look stupid? I don't think any of you are stupid, but this is what the media is thrusting upon us, that we're going to see a great Joe. He's going to be so energized. When we all know, and Trump knows too, yeah, I don't even really have to say much. I can let you have your fake debate here. I can let you just make up these questions because we all can see. We all can see and we all can hear, and we have seen and we have heard, and you can't surprise us on Thursday night. A surprise on Thursday night would actually give more credence to you people being nuts. If we see an energized Joe, of course the media is going to say he won, everything's fine, Joe's top of his game. The rest of us are going, that's not the same guy. That's not who we see when he does show up. That's not the guy we see shuffling out to the helicopter coming down the tarmac. That's not the same guy. You're going to expose yourself. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about it. Maybe I should just let it happen and they can see for themselves their poll numbers absolutely tank. Because those poll numbers are going to be from people like you and me who are watching this and going, I've been to movies and I'm watching a movie here. I'm watching you guys play out this script, trying to convince everybody that he's all of a sudden great and that he'll be able to do everything. Then you're going to have questions. These questions will be basically choreographed to make Joe look like everything is fine because you're not going to want to talk about the real issues. And you think that's going to work with it ain't going to work with the Republicans. You're hoping it's going to work with the independents. It's not going to work with the blacks. It's not going to work with the Hispanics. It's definitely not going to work with the young people. Young people will recognize it. Young people have been in college and they've been stoned and they've done certain things. And they're going to say, that dude's up, man. That dude's up on something right now. We're all going to see it. Trump was a master genius for saying, yeah, we'll do it. Well, let's see what happens. So let me segue because I have a lot to share with you. I mean, just a crap load to share with you. And the first thing is we're going to go through this video with Casey Hunt. And if you've seen it, we're going to talk about it. If you haven't seen it, you really need to watch this thing. I have a whole bunch of things melded together so we can go over them. Let's take a listen to what happened this morning.
All right. All right, let's turn back now to the 2024 race, this week's highly anticipated presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's going to be right here on CNN. Each candidate preparing in their own way. Biden is huddled with a close circle of advisors at Camp David.
By the way, that close circle is 18 people. Biden is huddling with 18 people, 18 advisors, to figure out what he's going to do on Thursday night.
Donald Trump was bouncing ideas off the crowd at his Saturday rally in Philadelphia. Both, of course, working towards this showdown with a memory of the 2020 debate that, just want to remind you, sounded like this.
I just want to make sure.
Joe, you're the
I want to make sure.
Graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
I want to make sure.
Mr. President, can you let him finish, sir?
Joining me now is Caroline Leavitt. She is Trump campaign national press secretary. Caroline, thanks very much for being here on the show. We played that to remind everyone that was some of what they saw on the debate stage in 2020. Of course, President Trump went on to lose that election to Joe Biden.
Yeah, he lost the election.
Can you tell us what Donald Trump is going to do differently on the debate stage this time?
Sure. Well, President Trump is well prepared ahead of Thursday's debates. Unlike Joe Biden, he doesn't have to hide away and have his advisors tell him what to say. President Trump knows what he wants to say, and he's going to relay his vision to the American people to make this country strong, safe, secure, and wealthy again. He's been doing that across this great nation to all corners of this country. That's why he was in Detroit, Michigan last week. He was in Philadelphia for a big rally on Saturday night, and that's why President Trump is knowingly going into a hostile environment on this very network on CNN with debate moderators who have made their opinions about him very well known over the past 8 years and their biased coverage of him. So President Trump is willing to bring his message to every corner of this country, to voters, to ensure that he wins this election in November. He looks forward to doing that. And I know the American public look forward to hearing from him.
If you look at Casey Hunt's face, she looks like she just had bad sushi for breakfast. I mean, you can tell she's, I don't like what this woman's saying, so I'm going to have to tell her.
So I'll just say my colleagues, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, have acquitted themselves as professionals as they have covered campaigns and interviewed candidates from all sides of the aisle. I'll also say that if you talk to analysts of debates previous, that if you're attacking the moderators, you're usually losing. So I really want to focus in on what these two men are going to do and say when they stand on the stage. Now, we have a little bit of what Donald Trump, your boss, has said in trying to set expectations for this debate. I want to play a series of his comments, and then we'll talk about it. Watch.
Maybe I'm better off losing the debate. I'll make sure he says I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater.
Should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
So he's
now I want to point out something. Many of you who have watched rallies, many of you who have watched rallies with me, you understand that Donald Trump is working the crowd. He's a showman. He's an entertainer. He knows how to get people up. It doesn't seem like anybody at ESPN or MSNBC has any sense of humor. I can't even imagine what these people are like in their private lives. It just makes absolutely no sense. He was joking. He was telling jokes, getting the people clapping, getting people energized. That wasn't a policy statement. He's not letting the crowd tell him what to do. He's not going to lose on purpose. That's called humor. Before, 2021, humor was acceptable. We used to all laugh. We could have jokes. Man, we used to go see stand-up comedians. And now, oh God, he can't go there. It's offensive. So I just wanted to say that. So let's continue with this fiasco.
Basically saying there, well, will I let Joe Biden win? It does seem as though many Republicans have set the bar very low in terms of arguing that Joe Biden is basically senile. Now you have people like Doug Burgum coming out and saying, well, President Biden's very accomplished, trying to set expectations in a different place. What do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it would take someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently, frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
If
you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate. Our thanks to Caroline.
She couldn't talk. And nothing that Caroline Levitt was saying was untrue. CNN has now imposed a gag order on the Trump team. That's what you have to take away from that. You're not allowed to talk on this network. Not going to happen. We are not going to allow you to talk. It wasn't conspiracy theory. It wasn't made up. It wasn't denigrating. It was absolute fact. And I'm going to show you it was absolute fact. Many of you have probably seen it being absolute fact. But what ended up happening was during the show, I don't know how she did it. I mean, you can see the timestamp on this. Let me make sure I can bring it up. Boom. All right, here's Casey Hunt at 7:05 a.m. And if you remember, there was the timestamp on the video was 6:49. So during a commercial break, she tweeted this. You come on my show, you respect my colleagues, period. I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on, as my track record clearly shows. And she got absolutely destroyed. Everything she said was true, the truth hurts. This is your bio. This is her profile picture, or rather her bio picture on Twitter. It's her with Joe Biden. That says it all. Get past this ad. LOA, everything she said was true and you showed zero respect for your guest. And please quit pretending to be fair. You're a paid propagandist for the Democrat Party. Karen meme. Your colleagues lie about us, Trump supporters 24/7. They don't deserve an ounce of our respect. Oh, spare us the righteous indignation, Casey. Your guest arrived with evidence that aged like hot milk for CNN. You needed to silence her immediately by any means necessary and did a crap job at it. It's not disrespectful to quote your coworkers. It is to censor your guest. And you could go on and on and on, comment after comment after comment. She got absolutely flayed. I mean, just completely flayed, because it became evident to everybody watching. They're going to impose a gag on Donald Trump. The reason why they're going to be able to shut off the microphone is because when he starts saying something they don't like, boom, he's going to get cut off. Trump knew this. Trump knew it was going to happen. You're going to see this performance on Thursday. It already got revealed. We just saw Trump's spokesperson was spitting facts and got shut off, got shut down. And then Carolyn Levitt, she said, actually, let's see what she said. She goes, you cut up, this is in response to Casey Hunt. And if you notice the time, 8:39. So this was right relatively as this stuff was happening. You cut off my microphone for bringing up the debate moderator's history of anti-Trump lies. This proved our point that President Trump will not be treated fairly on Thursday. Yet he is still willing to go into this 3-1 fight to bring his winning message to the American people, and he will win. If you read between the lines there, Caroline and the Trump campaign set CNN up. They wanted to see, let's see, don't make anything up. All right, Caroline, when you go on, don't make anything up. Talk facts. You notice what she said, Casey Hunt said, if you bring up the moderators, it's indicative of you losing the argument. Okay, what is it indicative of when you cut off your opponent? When you tell your opponent, no, you're not even allowed to talk. You're a reporter, a talking head on television. Jake Tapper, and we're going to show you some, it was just blah, 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 Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. Dana Bash, same thing, Trump this, Trump that. But as soon as people bring it up, boom, done, don't want to hear it. Cut them off. Cut her off, don't want to hear what she says, boot her off the air. That's what Trump is walking into on Thursday. He knows it. He just had his lady get out there and expose it. On Monday morning, 6:30 in the morning, his team exposed CNN. He showed the world that this thing is a fix. He busted CNN, the fix is in, and everybody now will know it. This thing spread like wildfire. Those of you who have seen it already, obviously you know it's spread like wildfire. It was everywhere. Millions of people, Elon Musk, millions of people were talking about what happened at 6:30 this morning, and I don't think CNN was prepared for it. And they got stuck, and she tried to be cute and shut her down, and it just proved Trump's point. He just has to sit back and go, see, I know you're going to shut me down. You don't want to hear what I have to say. You don't want to hear what my people have to say. This is a one-way debate. Oh, Energizer Bunny Dementia Joe over here is frothing at the mouth. You're not going to cut him off. I bet you on Thursday they don't hit the button once on Joe. I bet you if Trump goes this route, they'll be hitting the button and shutting his microphone off. It got really bad. So let's go back to this video, and we're going to take some comments in a minute. Listen to some of the things that they've said about Trump in the past.
John, that, of course, is something that we are going to see from the right? It's going to be attacks on how this debate is conducted.
Why would anyone on the right have to attack how the debate is going to be conducted when you just showed everybody? You just showed everybody your colors. Your true colors were exposed to the world, and everybody saw it. There was no reason you had to shut her down, because you knew, and notice what she said. That's how I know she was prepared. She said anybody can Google Donald Trump and Jake Tapper. And if people she got that out, Google Donald Trump and Jake Tapper. At that point, everyone listening, CNN's audience, Trump's audience, could all just sit there and go, hey, what's Jake Tapper said about Trump? The internet's forever. It's all out there. I'm going to show you some. So now they're trying to cover right now to say, this is what the right's going to do. Okay.
As you know, our colleagues Jake and Dana have played a role in our conversations throughout. They have interviewed candidates on both sides. Let's talk, though, again, about the candidates and what they are going to do.
Look, what you just heard there, it is part of the strategy, and it always has been, and it works for Trump with his base. Does it work for Trump with the small slice of people he needs to, get to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona? I would argue, let's deal with policy.
It's not a small slice of people. They just hope it's only Trump's base, because that's all they got. They don't understand the blacks, the Latinos, the young. Many women are now seeing this for what it is. It's not just the base. He's expanding the base. Every single rally he's done up until today, he has said, oh, I'm going to be walking in there. What do I do? How's it going to work? He's been laying the groundwork. He knew this was going to happen. And now the expectations are going in on Thursday that this will be a crap show and that they will basically be looking to gag Trump. You know, between now and Thursday, I can't imagine if they've even booked any more Trump guests. That would be a huge, huge nightmare. So let me hear what you guys have to say here. Chris Griffin says Trump should just let Joe talk. Yeah, I agree. Clint Hot Rod says Bidenomics is killing my country. It's Poopy Joe now. Oh yeah, but he's going to be energized. If you can beat Trump, then cheat Trump. That's the Dem motto. Yeah. Every other sport, the opponents talk crap about each other. Can you imagine a football team going up against another team and the other team saying, nope, cut your ESPN cutting them off because they don't want to hear it? I keep saying it, they expose themselves. This is my first time on a live stream. Well, then you got your name mentioned. Thank you for being here. Trump needs to bring a stopwatch. Yeah, for sure. I could see that. Is Biden getting a chip put in? The Neuralink? Maybe he is. What's this is? What Trump has done for the American people will take your breath away. Trump 2024, or you get nothing. So true. I don't know what this country would look like if these people got in power for another 4 years. Hope Trump announces Vivek as VP, kicks down the podium and walks off stage. Where was a good one? There was a good one here. Move so fast from Michael Burkhalter. Yeah, I like this one. Every presidential cycle, we hear that the GOP made a huge mistake with the debate rules, and we thought this year would be different. Trump gets to speak last. As far as I know, playing football, I want the ball. I mean, when you kick off, let the defense out there. I want the ball last. So not really sure what they were thinking at all. What's up, The Real Dog? Thank you very much, my friend. That is greatly appreciated. Trump should invite lying Biden to a public debate for anything. Yeah. It ain't going to happen. They're not going to do a drug test. They're never going to see anything happen. So I'm going to jump back in because there's a lot to go over here, and I don't want to keep you guys like all night long. So let me just go ahead and do this. Listen to this crap by Jake Tapper.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage.
Now, as you watch these clips, understand that this guy who you're watching is the debate moderator. He's completely not going to be biased, is he? When he has spent the last number of years making sure everybody knew that Trump was Adolf.
Time, of course, in the United States. Donald Trump, a couple times over the weekend, referred to immigrants from South America, Africa, and Asia. He did not mention Europe. South America, Africa, and Asia as, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which it's not hyperbole. That does very directly echo Adolf Hitler's.
He's stuck on Adolf. He keeps saying Adolf over and over. And this is the guy who's going to be asking questions.
Language before World War II. To open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly. The erosion of basic standards of civility and human decency continues. It's not just a Republican phenomenon, but we are being led down the drain by President Trump.
Do you realize now, I mean, I'm going to go on, there's even more, but do you realize now Trump knew all this? There is no way his team didn't know this. You have to accept that first and foremost. He didn't walk willy-nilly into this debate thinking it was going to be a walk in the park. He knew who he was going to be talking to. He was going to be talking to Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. And he knows they both hate his guts. So why would you do it? Because of all of this, we can see who he is. We know who Jake Tapper is. We know who Dana Bash is. They can't erase this stuff. The internet's forever. Everybody, and I do mean everybody who's going to be watching Thursday, by the time Thursday comes along, what Donald Trump's spokesperson did, Caroline Leavitt, what she just did is told everybody to go look this stuff up. Many will, many won't. Maybe Google will suppress the results. I don't know. But it's all out there.
Reporters out there. Imagine liberals shouting down a reporter from an outlet that they didn't like, and a Democratic president giving that mob an attaboy. Would that be acceptable? Let's talk. Caused and exacerbated by President Trump himself. It's been a time of several significant and utterly avoidable failures, most tragically, of course, the unwillingness to respect facts and science and do everything that could be done to save lives during a pandemic.
You remember what he was pushing during the so-called pandemic? Do you remember all the stuff that CNN and they used to have the big ticker up so you could see it? Funny. He's not mentioning that now, but he mentioned it back then. No apology.
It has been a time where truth and fact were treated with disdain. It is a time of cruelty, where official inhumanity, such as child separation, became the official shameful policy of the United States.
Do you know how many children are lost due to Dementia Joe's immigration non-policy? Do you realize their estimates, who knows what the real number is they've lost 85,000 children. Can't find them. Have no idea where they are. News doesn't talk about it. Jake Tapper won't talk about it. Maybe Trump will bring it up on Thursday. Jake Tapper just said, separating families from kids. Where are the 85,000 kids that you guys can't find? Oh, that's right. You don't want to talk about that. Oh, that's because it happened during Dementia Joe's watch. Right? Right.
But now the Trump presidency is coming to an end. To an end. With so many squandered opportunities and ruined potential, but also an era of just plain meanness.
Well, he's mean. He puts out mean tweets. What is wrong with these people?
It must be said, to paraphrase President Ford, for tens of millions of our fellow Americans, their long national nightmare is over.
This is the guy who is going to be moderating the debate. Your long national nightmare is over. So if you felt that the Trump years were a nightmare, wouldn't you think that 4 more years of Trump would be a nightmare? Of course you would. So you're telling everybody right now, you haven't changed your stripes. You're still the same old person back there who hates Trump. You're not going to change your mind. So let's see what happens Thursday. And again, everything you see, you have to know Trump knew it. He knew it was coming. He knew who was going to be moderating this debate. He goes, yeah, this debate. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, let's see what happens. So I'm going to look at a couple more tweets here. And this is funny because it's all over the place. The Trump campaign, this is from Katie Pavlich from Fox. The Trump campaign is going to make so much money off of this. And this is Casey Hunt's profile picture on Twitter with Dementia Joe. Jack Posobiec, which many of you know, he posted something in 2020 that Jake Tapper said, since Twitter has locked out the New York Post for violating rules that no longer stand as rules, but Twitter won't revisit past enforcement decisions, talking about the laptop, the New York Post could end the standoff by deleting the tweets that broke the rules, thus unlocking its account, then tweet them out again. He never apologized. He just ran with the Russian disinformation laptop story, never changed his mind, just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. It came out that it was BS. He didn't care. Wait till you see who was one of the people who signed up for that. That's going to blow you away. So Jack Posobiec says, another Jake Tapper classic. Here is when he encouraged the New York Post to delete their 100% accurate reporting of the Hunter laptop just days before the 2020 election. This is who CNN has hosting the debate. It's everywhere. I mean, this story is just monumental. Viva Frey, you come on my show, you respect my colleagues. Who the hell do you think you are, Casey? You invite people on your show so you can dictate to them what they can say, and he uses an expletive there. Your colleagues are the scum of the earth, as are you, and you deserve all the scorn and derision that you get and more. It's everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. I'm sure there's tons of videos about it right now. So let's continue with Mr. Tapper here.
Yeah. The people that you don't connect with and understand, the people whose manufacturing jobs have left, who've been besieged by high crime communities, and who've been affected by a policy of uncontrolled immigration, those voices, those experiences don't get covered on this network. That's why, to prove the point, I was booked to talk about the very issues I'm just describing, and you're not even asking about them, because...
That's Stephen Miller, who used to be in the Trump administration. So he just talked that Jake Tapper booked him on his show, but doesn't want to talk about what he was booked for. So again, this is just a pattern of CNN, where they bring people on and they try to basically ambush them and shut them up.
They're not interesting facts to you.
That's not true. I have plenty of questions on immigration. You've attempted to filibuster by talking about your flights with the president. I want to ask you a question because
don't be condescending, Jake.
Stephen, the president and the White House.
The reason why I want to talk about
the president and the White House.
The reason why I want to talk about the president's experiences, what I've seen with him traveling to meet dozens of foreign leaders, with his incredible work.
Okay, you're not answering the questions.
No,
I understand.
You have 24 hours a day of anti-Trump material. You're not going to give 3 minutes for the American people to hear the real experience of Donald Trump.
There's one viewer that you care about right now, and you're being obsequious. You're being a factotum in order.
There's one viewer. Only one viewer really cares about what you're saying. He's talking about Donald Trump tuning in, and you're basically doing this because you have to satisfy Donald Trump. That's how condescending this idiot is.
To please him, okay? No. And I think I've wasted enough of my viewers' time.
You know who I
Thank you,
care
Stephen.
about?
As Republicans,
Jake,
lawmakers call for...
See? Cut him off. This isn't new. They knew when Caroline Leavitt went on this morning, she was probably going to get cut off. They've been doing it.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions to resign. In a major reversal, Democrats are now coming...
Serious national security laws.
This wasn't new. It wasn't a surprise. Trump, put your trust in Trump. Understand that this man has been on TV and has had much more success than Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. He has embarrassed them today. They're like, oh my God, what did we do? He just exposed us to the world. And now when people go ahead and Google Donald Trump and Jake Tapper, this is the kind of stuff they see. They see he's been doing it all along. Nothing different. They hate Trump. They hate Trump supporters. And now they got caught. They got caught thinking they had this debate fixed the way they want. And oops, surprise. So let's look at a couple more tweets. This is pretty interesting. This is from Donald Trump Jr. I'm sure the CNN debate will be fair and unbiased based upon all of CNN's actions for the last 8 years. They all knew this was coming. This one here had 335,000 views as of 12:45 p.m. They knew it was coming. Glenn Greenwald, who's not by any stretch of the imagination a huge Trump supporter, says the belief people like CNN, Casey Hunt have that they and others who work for the largest media corporations in the world are somehow exempt from criticism, or that it's immoral to critique their words and behavior, illustrates every rotted aspect of the corporate media. That's what's happening. People aren't watching the media. You guys are watching this. This show may, I don't know, depending on how many people show up, may end up getting more views than Casey Hunt's show would normally have gotten, except she stepped in crap this morning. So no, she's got to get a ton of views. People are going to be tuning in and getting the clips and seeing what happened. They're not expecting people to know all this information. But we live in a 24/7 digital world right now where everybody can clip what's going on, share it all over the place. Some people with huge followings, some people with small followings, they are now being usurped. When I say they, being the media, is now being usurped. People no longer have to watch CNN. I don't know how many of you here had watched it at 6:30 in the morning, but I'm sure many of you have seen it throughout the day. You've seen this happen all day long. So let me go ahead and take a few more comments before. David, you know what you're saying here? Cancel the debate, Trump won. I'm starting to wonder on Monday evening at 7:45 if this debate is even going to happen. They were exposed so badly today. And then, of course, you people talking about the Energizer Bunny coming. I just wonder if it's been exposed so bad, will they even have it at this point? Biden's going to need a wooden leg and a kickstand. Oh, my God, that's too funny. Oh, Steve James, what's this say? The debate is fixed, but it's all good. Because you know why? We're walking into it knowing it's fixed. To us, it's going to be a comedy show. If Trump keeps his cool and just points it out, yeah, I see what you guys are doing. Everybody can see what you guys are doing. This isn't going to help Dementia Joe. People are seeing that you're obfuscating the facts. You're not letting the facts that people care about come out. I guarantee you, we're going to hear so many questions about the right to remove babies. I guarantee you, we're going to hear stuff about the climate change. I just want to know how many questions we're really going to hear about the economy. How many questions we're really going to hear about gas prices and food prices. I want to know how many questions we're going to hear about immigration. They could have had an entire debate simply on immigration. I mean, literally, hey, Joe, why did you do this? Why did you just make all of Trump's executive orders go away? And why did you bring in 8, 9, 10, 20 million people? Why? Answer the question. Oh, my hands were tied because of Congress. Trump can just say, no, it's not. I was president. I know how to write an executive order. We stopped it. Why didn't you stop it? Never going to happen. We're not going to see that. Biden's going to bring a 30-year-old kid. You guys are cracking me up. Everyone is going to see how pitiful the left really is. It needs to be watched. May wake up more Dems. I mean, people are talking about this thing may be like Super Bowl type audience. I don't think it will be. I think a lot of us are political junkies, but I think it's going to be the biggest debate that we've ever seen because of what's going to happen. And this, again, it's only Monday. Just think, the table has been set. There are going to be many more stories coming out where everybody's going to be talking about what's Dementia Joe doing? How are you juicing this guy up? I can't wait to see him.
And then obstructing and refusing to cooperate with the FBI.
Yeah, whatever this spectacle is that's unfolding before us, let's remember what this case is about. Let's remember what this indictment charges. Again, Donald Trump is charged with a series of federal felonies for mishandling the most sensitive government documents that we have and for obstruction of justice, along with Walt Nauta, who is charged with intentionally setting up lies to the grand jury, to the FBI. Any way you look at this, and again, despite whatever may be going on in that restaurant, this case isn't going to be settled legally in a cafe. It's going to be settled in the court based on the facts and law.
The folks in the control room,
By the way, wasn't Dementia Joe caught with classified docs in his garage? Are you going to bring that up? When you bring up the 34 felonies and you bring up all the things, are you going to also bring up what happened with Joe? We shall see. I don't think so.
I don't need to see any more of that. He's trying to turn this in. He's trying to turn it into a spectacle, into a campaign ad. That's enough of that. We've seen.
Again, you see his modus operandi here? I've seen enough. Shut it down. We don't need to let this guy have any more air. Jake, if that's how you are, man, how are you going to live through this debate? If your idea is to shut it down and not let Trump talk, man, what are you going to do Thursday? Because now we're all looking for it. We're all looking for you to hit that button and shut him up. We're looking for the CNN gag order. I'm pretty sure it's coming. Let's continue.
In it already. Let's go over again the 37 charges that Donald Trump is facing right now. We don't have to go into each one.
Sure.
But Ellie, if you could basically detail what are the allegations here? We have counts 1 to 31. Those have to do with specific.
Let's recognize this.
All right, this is Dana Bash. I didn't want to go through him going through all 37 counts of the indictments and all this kind of crap. But now this is the other moderator, Dana Bash. Listen to what she has to say.
Comment for what it is, a longstanding anti-Semitic trope that The true allegiance for Jews is to their religion rather than their country. It was used in Nazi Germany to...
There you go. Another Nazi reference. Here we go again. Trump is just like Adolf. Dana Bash, moderator for Thursday night's debate. Just another one. All of this stuff is out there.
Justify the arrests, persecutions, and mass killings, attempted extermination of the Jewish people. And Trump has been pushing this trope for years.
He talks about the blood of America as being poisoned, echoing the same exact language used in Nazi Germany.
Here's a question that I have.
So, that's the pump up, Joe. That's the guy who can come out there and same exact language. That's what he wants to say. That's going to be a problem for them. So, got a couple more things here for you. So this is Molly Hemingway, and she's talking about what happened. She goes, CNN, our host can lie about Donald Trump, as you just saw. You just saw it. Trump being a Russian asset or 1,000 other lies, but if you state what we've said, quote, CNN, we will immediately remove you from the program. Democrat media at its finest. Stephen Miller, you saw him talking to Jake Tapper. Pro tip for CNN, if you silence a guest for truthfully discussing deeply offensive commentary from a CNN host and abruptly terminate the interview, you succeed only in calling more attention to the CNN host's alarming bias and outrageous slanders. He knew it was coming. They cut him off. They cut him off all along. They cut Stephen Miller off. They cut off Caroline Leavitt. They don't want you to hear what Trump has to say. Now what's happening, we call it the Streisand effect. The more you try to not look at the accident, the more you try to look away, the more people are going to look at it. If she had just let her talk, if she had just gone on with that interview this morning at 6:30 in the morning, how many people do you think would have seen it? Not that many. But because you had to cut off Trump's spokesperson, now millions, I'm not exaggerating, millions of people have seen what you did. And millions of people can now understand what Trump's been talking about. And millions of people are going to watch Thursday and they won't be able to look away because they're waiting for you to do it again. Like Stephen Miller says, you succeed only in calling more attention to the CNN host alarming bias and outrageous slanders. That's what she did this morning. She doesn't even realize, she probably isn't smart enough to realize what you did this morning, Casey Hunt, was allow more people to get on Google and look up some of the stuff that Jake Tapper and Dana Bash have said. And now what are you going to do? Because now everybody knows what your game is, that you want to install the CNN gag order. I got this one here. Now, this is really interesting. You ready for this one? And Jeremy Bash was one of the 51 intel signers of the Hunter Biden letter from the last debate. Do you see it yet? All right. So what he's saying there is that Dana Bash, who is one of the moderators Thursday, her husband is one of the 51 people who signed a letter saying that Hunter's laptop was fake, was Russian disinformation. Do you see the incestuous nature of what's going on here? I bring this up because not enough people are going to dig into this. Not enough people are going to know who Dana Bash is married to. But now you know. Now you know specifically who she's married to. And then what did the guy do? This was interesting. Matt Rivera, husband of CNN's Casey Hunt, he locked his account as well. All these people are now looking for cover. They don't know what to do. Like, oh shit. This thing just blew up in our face. And the problem with it is it just doesn't stop with Dana Bash and Jake Tapper. It extends to most of their network. Like I said earlier, they don't understand comedy whatsoever. And so because they don't understand humor, listen to this little exchange.
Because it is, again, it seems like the Supreme Court is in a bubble, or perhaps it's some of the justices are in a bubble. And they're not dealing with, I mean, when they say, oh, Congress can do this, there are members of Congress, and we can go through the list, who are never going to do anything that would make life difficult for
That's Dana Bash sitting next to Acosta.
Donald Trump. So to think that the Congress is going to solve this.
Listen to what she says right here.
They barely can get a post office name these days.
It's true. I mean, and you can go down the list of Supreme Court decisions that kicked whatever issue over across the street over to Congress, whether it is Obamacare, which is something that the Democrats were very happy about when they did that, a little bit of a different kind of court. Voting rights, I think, is maybe the primary example of what you're saying before this. Look, unfortunately for America, the court isn't necessarily wrong that this is the way the framers wanted it to be. They wanted Congress, the people who are closest to their constituents, to be able to make.
She's talking about the ruling that allowed Trump to be on the ballot where they tried to take him off the ballot.
The rules of the laws.
I do think it's worth noting.
So she says it's unfortunate that the Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump could be on the ballot. That's Dana Bash. That's another person who's going to be moderating the debate. So I've got a couple more I want to show you. This is Casey Hunt again in another show. Again, not understanding humor.
That Donald Trump said there were good people fine people on both sides in Charlotte.
What are they going to do about that? Even Snopes said that was a hoax. So now Dementia Joe would probably have to be reprogrammed because he can't bring that up.
Charlottesville, when you had neo-Nazis marching, that resulted in a death.
Why in the hell?
Okay, this is the comedy one. Jim Acosta is all pissed off because Donald Trump said some things at the rally he shouldn't have said. He shouldn't have said some things because it's offensive.
Is one of the two presidential candidates talking about putting migrants into gladiator fight-like experiences? Why is that even going on?
I think he has to create a fear. I think that what you see is there has to be a fear. There has to be a fear part of this. And when you see a group of folks that they're really worried about on the other side of the aisle, let's take, just for example, moderate voters in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Like, he's going to lose those women because of Dobbs and Choice, but he has to figure out a way strategically to get them back. And creating this fear factor about what's going on at our southern border is just one of the ways that they'll do that.
How is it a fear factor? We see it every single day. We're seeing people get killed by these newcomers. There's no looking away. These children were abused, heinously abused. This beautiful blonde woman, mother of 5, destroyed the entire family. How is it a fear tactic? It's real life. What is wrong with these people?
He's not creating the fear. The fear is being created by the circumstances. We do have a crisis.
Look at this. This guy is a Republican, and the two of them are like shaking their head. No, there's no fear. What are you talking about?
At the southern border, people have been murdered. They have been raped. They have been kidnapped. And so the fear comes from the actual news. If Donald Trump wants to talk, I mean, if you were running a campaign against an incumbent who was overseeing this crisis, you'd do the same thing.
But nobody's denying there's a problem at the border. The question is, after, family separations and everything else we've seen.
But they're not talking about the 85,000 kids that Joe lost. They just completely forget it. Trump will bring it up if they try to bring that up.
During the Trump presidency, the Trump experience, they're talking about deportation camps in this country. Fight clubs. I mean, come on. At what point does your side say enough is enough? On that kind of rhetoric. It's dehumanizing.
At what point are the Republicans going to stop drawing attention to what they think is Joe Biden's biggest
So you're okay with this? You're all right with it? Migrant fight clubs.
This is not a serious. He's clearly joking at these rallies, but he's drawing attention to something that's no laughing matter, and that's the violence being committed against a number of people.
I think he's supposed to.
They don't even understand a joke. They think a joke is so offensive that it'll turn voters away. It's a friggin' joke, people. A joke. So let me give you a couple more, just 2 more tweets I want to show you this thing. All right. Presidential debate. CNN is already cutting off the microphones of Republicans who dare to criticize their bias. You can't make this up. CNN's Casey Hunt cut off Caroline this morning and then blocked Richard Grenell. Casey Hunt blocked Richard Grenell. He used to be an ambassador. He was in the administration. He blocked her for calling her out. What are the chances this debate will be fair? Zero. There is going to be no chance that this debate is fair. Ain't going to happen. And then I've got last is the Richard Grinnell tweet. Casey Hunt can't take dissenting viewpoints or criticism, despite the fact that she dishes it out every day on CNN. And what he's showing you is she blocked him. She blocked Richard Grinnell after he went after her for what she did this morning. That's not journalism. As he said, hashtag not journalism. They got caught. There's no other way to describe it. That's why he's pointing out, that's why she blocked him. They know they've been caught. They've been exposed as rigging this debate. They didn't think people would notice. Again, this show aired at 6:30 this morning. 6:30 in this morning, it would have just went off. She should have just shut her mouth, just ate it, just let it go. But now it's just going to continue. This will be a continuing story because millions of people are hearing about it. I mean, literally millions of people are hearing about it. It's so egregious. Is the debate only on CNN? No, the debate is being hosted by CNN, but what CNN has done is that they are allowing certain carriers to also carry the debate, but you have to say it's the CNN presidential debate. So you can't. CBS, I believe, is carrying it. Fox, I believe, is carrying it. I mean, there's going to be some news outlets out there that will carry it for sure, but CNN is producing it. That's a man. Let's vote for this convict. This is such white privilege. Energize, drill, baby, drill. Absolutely. Diversion while war starts. Yep. I don't know if you guys have been following along, but that country over there decided they're going to launch missiles that we told them they could do over into Putin's country. Good luck. Yeah, Justin. Some people say, Barry, you're giving him too much credit. No. This man, as we've said years ago, plays 3D chess or whatever. This wasn't 3D chess. This was marketing. He understood. Trump is clever as hell. He got them all losing their minds. He put the bait out there. He didn't know it was going to happen. There's no way he could have foreseen that she would be that stupid and take the bait. There's no way he could have seen that. But he was smart enough to go, you know what, Caroline, go on her show. Start talking about Jake Tapper and Dana Bash not being fair. And let's see if she takes the bait. I will give him that credit because there's no way he would have known she was going to cut him off. She wasn't going to institute the CNN gag order. But he got the bonus plan. CNN completely imploded. Whoever she was listening to in her ear told her, cut it, get rid of him, go away, run away, boot her. And history was made at that point. Now he has the soundbite. Now he can put out whatever he wants. Now he doesn't even have to talk. Now his surrogates, people like me, can put it out there. Talking about surrogates, one of the other things I think they're going to try on Thursday night is they're going to try and bait him about the trial. They know he's on a legal gag order. And so when he starts talking or says, listen, I can't talk about this because I have a gag order. Oh, that's right, you're a convicted felon. You can't talk about this. Not realizing you're playing into his hands. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. What are you doing? Thank you, Felicia. Thank you very much. Trump is the man with the plan. He sure is. You can't watch. Hey, James, how you doing, buddy? James says you can't watch anywhere to have a chance to win $100. Yeah, you got to watch that here. $100, baby. Greenbacks. Do I have green? No, I got to do it in Visa card because I can't send no cash in the mail. I got to send a card that you can sign for. So yeah, make sure you watch $100 every half hour. Barry, where'd you come up with that? Well, I went to go play poker this weekend, and you know they have the high hand, and the high hand comes, I don't know if you guys have been to play in a poker room, but every hour, I guess in a casino, it's like every 20 minutes, they give out money to the high hand. And I was sitting there playing, I went, that would be a great idea. That would be another differentiating item that we could do here on this channel that none of the other channels are going to do. Nobody's giving away cash. Nobody's giving away trips. They might have to now because I'm raising the bar on them. I'm letting people know, you come here, you watch my show, I'm going to give back to this community. I'm not just going to sit here and collect money and not do anything with it. We're going to give back. So maybe, in essence, I'm raising the bar competitively and say, hey guys, if you guys want to compete, you better start giving these people the reason to tune in. Give them something of substance. They're coming, they're spending their time watching you talk. That is value. Every single one of you in the comment section that are watching are valuable to me. Hit the like button.
Come on, show some love and click that like button.
Hey, Anthony. Anthony says, I'd like to know if CNN drinks Kool-Aid. Oh, they drank a whole bunch of it this morning. I guarantee you that they had meetings for hours. Like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? Maybe they realize they've been caught, and maybe they become more equitable. That could possibly happen now that they've been seen and there's so much information about this gagging that they did this morning. What if CNN says, wow, we've shown ourselves, maybe we have to be more equitable. Maybe we need to change some of these questions. Maybe we need to show that Dementia Joe is Dementia Joe. You're a news organization. You've been found out as biased. You've been found out as dirty. You've been found out as not being real journalists. Maybe you might want to correct your ship before it's too late. But I don't know. Maybe they could. Joy says, I wasn't able to comment on your live giveaway. Said I had to be subscribed 6 months. No. 6 minutes. And the reason for that, I'm glad you brought that up. The reason why you have to be a subscriber for at least 6 minutes, because that stops a ton of the trolls that just want to jump on something. They have to subscribe and then they have to wait. And some of them are being paid to be trolls, and they can't afford to sit around and wait for 6 minutes. So they're off to somebody else's stream. That's the reason why you have to wait 6 minutes. But it's not 6 months. No, darling, you can talk. I welcome you talking. Need to run. Hey, Debbie, thanks for coming in. Have a great night, everyone. You too as well. I'm here. Did you get here late or did you just get here now? Just evil propaganda machines. Absolutely, that's what they are. Sophia says, Tapper has no idea how to be more equitable. They believe the garbage they spew. Same with Hunt. You know how some of these guys jump from network to network, like Caitlin Collins used to be. I think she was on Fox at one point. I just wonder how many of them are paid, meaning I'm here, and so now I have to toe the company line at this point. I have to say what the company wants me to say. Some people have to have some integrity, don't they? Some people have to sit up there and go, you know, I can't do this anymore. I have to be equitable. Maybe, I don't know. Thank you for tuning in Thursday. If you don't donate, does that mean you can't win? I watch the show every night. No. That does not mean you can't win. Of course not. Of course you don't have to donate to win. It's open to everybody. I'm going to put it in a randomizer. I'm going to give you a text number, and everyone's going to text, and I'll put the people who joined or entered into a randomizer. I'm going to pick somebody. You do not. Well, you do have one cost.
Come on, show some love and click that like button.
That's your cost. That's it. Just hitting that like button. Share it if you want. I can't tell who shares, but you hit that like button. That's your only entry fee, and even then I can't really tell. So you can say you liked it. Doesn't really matter. The British are behind you, Mr. Barry. Thank you. The British are coming. I'm watching the debate with Uncle Barry. Thank you, Marcus. Thanks for tuning in. There was something on here. What's this say here? Lou Valentino is here. Yeah, where's he? I don't see it. Lou had a great idea. Let me just stop right now while Lou's here. Lou had an idea. I'm going to try and put it together. I don't know, production-wise. Those of you who have watched football may have seen the Manning cast. And on the Manning cast, on the left-hand side, there's 3 or 4 people, and they're watching a game, and they're talking through the game, and they're having some sort of conversation about what's going on. I'm trying to figure out production-wise if I can get that done. If I can get that done before Wednesday, then yeah, I'm definitely going to try and do a debate cast and have a number of different people on. So I'm working on the production on that. I meant to say that Trump will prevail out in this debate as long as he keeps his calm and let Joe beat himself. Joe's not going to beat himself because, who knows, they may have given him the questions. We don't know what he's going to be pumped up on. We don't, it does, here, let me close with this. Here's what I said. This debate doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Well, Barry, how does it not matter? Why are they having it? It only matters in the fact that we can talk about it. Because here's what's going to happen that Jake Tapper can't fix, Dana Bash can't fix, Casey Hunt can't fix. They can lie to everybody how Biden did so well he won a debate. Here's what's going to happen. And it happens every single morning. It's called Friday morning. It's called Saturday morning. You can watch this 2-hour debate and you can think Joe won. But then you got to go Friday and face reality. You got to put gas in your tank. You got to buy lunch. You've got to go to the supermarket. It's almost July 1st. You got to pay rent or your mortgage. That reality cannot be changed or obfuscated by a debate on Thursday night. That's the problem the Democrats have right now. Life is bigger than the show that they're putting on. There is nothing, and I do mean nothing, Dementia Joe can say on stage that's going to change your life on Friday morning. Just remember that. And that's universal. Every single person of age in this country, in the United States of America, will wake up Friday morning and get slapped with a dose of reality. Whether it's gas, whether it's lunch, whether it's groceries, or whether it's a paycheck and they go, wow, I just gave up all this money to the government. That reality does not change Friday morning. That reality is life. That reality is going to continue from now until November. So if Joe gets up there and tap dances on Thursday night, I don't care. And the rest of America won't care. Because Friday is coming. July 1st is coming. And there's nothing that CNN can do to fix that. That's what the reality of this situation is. That's why they're freaking out. That's why he's got to go hide for a week. But none of it matters. If you just keep that in your mind, no matter what happens on Thursday night, Friday is coming. And if people realize that and aren't hypnotized by what they see Thursday night, they realize the reality of life is sobering. Someone's going to get killed. We're going to see more people coming across the border. We're going to see inflation. None of it changes. This is the worst possible scenario for Dementia Joe and the Democrats, is because usually with a debate, you're hoping to bring some people to your side. And what's going to happen is he may have a fantastic debate. He may wipe the floor with Trump. I don't think so. But whatever high you're on Thursday night is going to diminish on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. There's no doubt. Just remember that for every single one of you watching. I don't care if there's trolls in here. Your life is your fact check. I said that in a video yesterday. People are like, oh my God, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you are the ultimate fact checker. Your life is telling you what's true and what's not. Your groceries, your gas prices, your rent, your mortgage payment, your paycheck, immigration problems, people getting murdered. It's all reality. And the show on Thursday night, as much fun as we're all going to have together, doesn't change that. Just remember that. Tell your friends about it as well. I'll see you guys probably before Thursday. We'll probably put up another video. But thank you for tuning in. And don't remember, every half hour on Thursday, I'm going to give away $100. So make sure you tell your friends. Get them here. It's going to be fun. Talk to you soon.